Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. This gripper gets used more than any other tool in the whole arsenal that I have. And it's not even this gripper. I have 4 or 5 of these spaced around the place. One in the garage, 2 in the house, one out here, a couple out here in the workshop. Because I don't bend over so good anymore. So being able to pick up something off the ground, like I just dropped this glove, then just reaching and picking it up with the grabber makes life ever so much better. I have one behind the seat of the truck too. You never know how many times you drop things. When your back starts hurting, you notice it much more, because when you have to bend down and pick things up and it hurts a lot, then you remember them. We had a rainstorm last night. Actually, it was a huge line of thunderstorms and tornadoes that went across the whole state. They seem to come up the Mississippi Valley, and then long about the Ohio River, they start drifting over to the east, and they go up through Chicago, and then they cross over Michigan, go on up into, let's see, Ontario, and sometimes they sweep over and go through Pennsylvania and New York too, but they usually seem to start right about the Mississippi River Valley, and then they come up the river valley, and then as they get bigger and bigger, they come up, and this year they've run through Michigan nearly every time. And last night there was 3 tornadoes sighted in Michigan. One up by Lansing, a couple more down in Cass and St. Joe County along the state line. Just been a real bad year for weather. I came out this morning and picked up sticks and leaves and stuff that had come down out of the trees. You'd think that there wouldn't be any sticks left in the trees by now. There still seems to be. One of them things, just got to keep putting up with it. Something I've noticed and thought about, we've got a couple of silver maple trees out in the back. Actually, the great big ones here. The one over there is actually 2 trunks that grew together, and the big one behind the shop is pretty good size. Something I've been thinking of doing is this silver maple that I'm showing you right here is actually 2 trunks growing up one next to the other. And they're really tall, and they overhang the house. And I don't want them rotting out and splitting and falling onto the house. And I got another silver maple over here on the left, which is not in quite as bad a shape, but it does tend to drop branches. That one over there, the branches are so high up, and you know, they're like 40, 50 feet up there, maybe 60 or 70. In any case, they're way up there. And when they rot off and break, they come down like javelins. I've had them stuck in the ground, just comes down like a rocket from God and plunges into the ground a foot or 2. Don't want them hitting the blacksmith shop over there, which is going to be the garden shed. So I'm wondering, if you look at this silver maple over here, You can see that where I cut the branches off, I didn't cut them off next to the trunk. I left the stub sticking out. And there's a whole clump of branches growing off around the end of that stump. A little stub there. And I was wondering, that's that tree trying to come back. It's a young tree. It's nothing really wrong with it. It's got the same problem as the other one, as the big one. It's got 2 trunks. So you got a weak spot there. If I took and cut off a bunch of these tree branches up here, along about in there, maybe about that high, it would branch out, we'd still get shade from it, it'd still be a nice tree. Just for a little while it's going to look kind of funny. They do that down in Indiana. I noticed it when I used to go down to Jeffersonville, Indiana, when I worked for United Technologies. They had a plant down in Jeffersonville. And that's clear down just across the river from Louisville. So I drove 8 hours down there to go visit the plant and see. I could either learn from them or they could learn from me. The idea was for us to exchange ideas. But anyways, I noticed as I was driving down the road that I would see trees that had been topped off. And they would come back the next year, they'd be just all covered with small branches, not great big giant ones, but small branches. And they'd be clustered around the end of the trunks where they'd cut them off. Now, I don't know if that really works well for the long-term health of the tree, but this one really needs to get to be smaller so that it won't fall and hit the house. And it would be nice to be able to cut it down. Cutting off that big stump, trunk of the tree's a good 5-6 foot through. And I don't have a chainsaw big enough. And I called and asked a company how much it would cost me to get the tree taken down, because I was originally thinking I would have the annex workshop right where that tree is. I'd move the garden shed and put the annex right there where that tree is. But better thoughts came through my head when I heard it was going to be $5,000 just to cut it down, one tree. And I would do the same with this smaller tree. Because it's got 2 trunks growing together too. It's just a thing silver maples do. I don't know why. The branches grow up and they don't have wide-spreading branches like a sugar maple. Silver maples do that, grow up straight. And what that does, the branch grows and it gets larger in diameter, so it looks like it's actually grown out of the tree, but it's hooked in about 2 or 3 feet below where the crotch is. And in between there, it's just bark. Tree's not growing. There's no live tree in there. It's just bark. Bark on the main branch and bark on the side branch pressed against each other. And it just keeps jacking that crotch apart until it breaks. So if I cut that one down, especially this one here, cut that down so it just stubs up there, I'd still be able to have a tree, but I wouldn't have the litter and junk falling out of the tree like it does. Silver maples are notorious for that. Well, anyways, that's my thoughts on that. I'd be interested to hear your opinions. because I would like to keep the trees. I'd be interested to hear your opinions, because I'd like to keep the trees. The shade is nice. Now it shades out the grass, and I got all that problem too, but I'd rather not cut the trees down completely and have the stumps ground out. If I needed to, wasn't any way around it, yeah, that's what I'd do. It would be nice to have sunlight out here so we could have a garden, because the whole yard is just under trees, but it was this way when we bought the house. It was one of the things that we liked about the house. So, 6 one, half done the other. Okay, enough jawing. I gotta haul some leaves out of here, take them back and put them on the mulch pile. Since I cut down the branches off of this silver maple over here, I finally got the last of the crap and brush picked up from that job. It didn't go to waste. I heated the workshop with it over the winter. Now I'm all done. It's time to take a break. I'm tired. I need a new UV lens for the front of the camera. It's actually on there as a guard for the telephoto lens. UV lens costs about 30 bucks, which is expensive. First one I bought was $8. Thanks, Biden. Now they're up to 30. So I'll be buying another one. But it's cheaper than paying $400 for a new telephoto lens. The 70D is nice, but the attachments are getting expensive. And who knows? They might have a 90D by now. They just keep making the camera lenses bigger, which is nice. It gives you better definition. You can get up to 5K through them, and that makes for pictures that you can really edit well. You can zoom in on them and zoom, 50 yards and come in and still have somebody that you can recognize. So, not unhappy, just is what it is. I don't see any way to turn that clock back. Oh, and some of you remarked that it was nice that I had an old pair of gloves. This is actually the glove that I ran the saw through my finger. Instantly turned it into a donor for a cut off index finger. But you just make do with what you got. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. I read them all. Thanks for watching.
This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the U.S. or 16 in the European Union without the express written permission of the parents or the legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.